and welcome to my channel. I am a certified Hatha and Yin yoga instructor, and I wanted to come on here to do a 7-day series of yoga. And in this series of yoga, I will be alternating between Hatha and Yin practices. So this series is going to be all body weight series, and also it will be a guided series. This series is also going to be a little bit shorter than the traditional yoga classes that I teach, which are usually 60 to 90 minutes long. But I hope that y'all get a glimpse of how beautiful yoga practice can be. So for day one, it is going to be a Hatha yoga practice. For those of y'all who are not familiar, it is going to be a little bit more slower pace than, for example, a vinyasa style yoga. Vinyasa style is definitely a lot more energizing. It's a little bit more intense in my opinion. Obviously, if y'all have never done yoga before, all forms of yoga can be quite intense for some, but Hatha is meant for those of us to just take a slower form of pace of yoga, and especially great for beginners as well. So we're going to start with a short grounding here. We're going to go ahead and find a nice comfortable seated position, either in a cross-legged position or in a more traditional cross-legged position in yoga. Again, just finding a nice comfortable seated position here. Perhaps closing the eyes, really relaxing your whole body, relaxing your facial features, and allowing your body to now breathe deeply. Feeling any kind of warmth in your body. If y'all feel any tension today, just noticing those feelings, not judging it, but simply just allowing your body to just recognize what those feelings might be today. Connecting with your breath. Every inhalation, only bringing the positive energy towards the heart center. And with every exhalation, breathing out all the negativity, all the tension that you might have in your body, and releasing it outwards and away from our heart. Just practicing through these natural cycles of breath, not forcing anything, but simply allowing your body to just breathe and replenish your body with the breath. Perhaps setting an intention today of self-love, taking this moment to thank and honor your body for all of its hard work that it does for others, but most importantly, taking care and loving yourself and taking care of your heart. Whenever you feel ready, slowly opening those eyes again and coming into our first, what I say, warm up, but it is part of the flow. So we're gonna go ahead and come out of the mat now, and we're gonna go ahead and come into the standing position. Coming into a standing position, we will be bringing your feet in a nice distance, about 1/5 distance in between your feet here. From here, we're gonna make sure your shoulder blades are rolled back, the core is engaged, the glutes are squeezed. From here, we're gonna bring those hands all the way up towards the sky, slight bend in those elbows, slight bend in those knees, and bring it down into forward fold. Relax your head and the neck, bringing your hands besides those feet. Inhale again to bring your hands up towards the sky and bringing yourself into a prayer position, hands into your heart center. We'll do this 3 more times. Inhale, bringing those fingertips nice and long above the sky. Exhale, bringing your hands back down towards your sides. Inhale again to bring those hands nice and long towards the sky. And exhale, bringing those hands back into heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, bringing those hands to reach up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing those hands to the side, slight bend of those knees. Inhale again to reach up towards the sky, really lengthen the spine. And exhale, bringing those hands back into heart center. Last time, inhale, bringing your hands out towards the sky, really lengthen the spine. And exhale, relaxing the head and the neck, forward fold. Now from here, we're gonna go ahead and bring those hands back to the floor, so planting them. And we're gonna step out with the right foot, then the left, coming into chaturanga. So bringing either your whole body down to the floor, or if y'all are beginners and y'all would like to take it down a little bit or break it down, bring your knees down first. Then from here, bending into your elbows, bringing your chin down to the floor. From here, flipping those feet down and bringing yourself into a nice cobra. From here, coming back, bringing your toes to connect to the earth and bringing yourself into a downward facing dog, where your heels can be lifted off from the floor. We're pushing your hips back towards the sky, making sure your head and the neck is in alignment with the spine, and making sure that we are here relaxing everything and pushing back with your palms. Fingertips are all spread apart, all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, trying to bring them apart from each other, really grounding into a nice, strong foundation for downward facing dog. We'll stay here for 3 more cycles of breath. Nice deep inhale through the heart, and exhale, feeling every single breath flowing out with the tummy and the abdomen contracting. Perhaps closing the eyes here if that feels comfortable, to connect a little bit deeper into the earth, into this pose. Softening anything, any tension that you might have with your breath. Last breath here. And with your next exhalation, bringing your knees down onto the earth, bringing yourself into a child's pose by sitting your feet back and connecting your feet and the toes back to the earth, planting your head and the forehead, if that feels comfortable, all the way down to the earth, planting your elbows, your palms, and just let slowly gravity do its work by not forcing any of this movement in this pose, but just allowing yourself to deeply connect into the earth by gravity, just bringing yourself nice and melting into the floor. And we'll stay here for a couple cycles of breath. Again, trying to get a little bit deeper with every breath here, connecting with your heart, and perhaps closing the eyes here to get a little bit deeper in this pose. One more breath here in this position. And with your next inhalation, slowly walking your hands back towards your knees and coming into a quadruped position, which we will conduct a cat-cow. So for cat-cow, we will go ahead and connect those toes back onto the earth. We will plant the palms here, making sure those fingertips are nice and away from each other, really planting down towards the earth here. From here, we'll go ahead and curve the spine, bringing your heart and your gaze a little bit more forward here on the inhalation. And on your exhalation, chin slowly tucks in towards your heart. And now we pull the belly up towards the sky, pressing your belly into your navel, your abdomen, and pressing it behind you toward your spine. On the exhalation, inhale, we're bringing it back into the forward, chest and the gaze is forward here. Exhale, bringing your navel down and pressing it up towards the sky. 2 more times. Inhale forward, really lengthen the spine, really breathing deeply here. Exhale, push back and create this nice, beautiful arch in your back here. Last time, inhale, bringing it nice and forward, perhaps closing the eyes here. And exhale, bringing it back, really lengthen through that back, push, push, push with the abdomen, feeling some kind of heat created here. From here, on your next inhaling, releasing back into the starting position, and now we will go ahead and do some circles. So inhale, we'll go ahead and bring yourself forward towards your hands here, and then as we push your hips back, curve your spine here, exhale, creating a nice feeling in the abdomen, and then rotating in just one direction for now. Inhale forward, exhale to curve the back, and bringing your abdomen into a nice, heated, energizing effect here. And really breathing deeply here. Again, some people like to close their eyes here, so feel free to do so if that feels comfortable. But if not, keeping the eyes slightly open here. We'll do 2 more rounds just like this. And here we're creating a nice spine. We're gently relaxing the spine here, but at the same time energizing into the front line here of the core. Last time in this direction. And let's go ahead and reverse. Inhale forward, exhaling to push the hips away, push the core and the abdomen behind you. And breathing deeply here. It should feel really, really nice, opening, but also strengthening in the arms and the core at the same time. Two more times, just like this. And on your next inhalation, slowly coming out of quadruped position, sitting back into your heels here, coming out of the floor. And we'll go ahead and now flip back over into the glutes. And we're gonna go ahead and come into a beautiful glute bridge position. And now in this beautiful bridge position, we'll go ahead and bring your feet into a planted position. We will bring the heels closer to the glutes here. And coming here to check the distance between your glutes and the heel, we're gonna go ahead and bring those fingertips to measure, and making sure that you can touch your heels with the fingertips, or the fingertips with the heels. And if not, that's totally fine, but the goal is to bring it a little bit closer and to try to touch the fingertips and meet the glutes and the fingertips here. From here, we're going to go ahead and making sure that the knees do not fly outwards like this, but making sure we're engaging the sidelines, engaging the core, engaging the glutes and the inner thighs to bring your hips up on the exhalation here, and pressing your palms down at the same time. So it'll look like this. So inhaling, we'll take one deep breath at the floor, all the way in. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll go ahead and bring your hands again up towards the sky, and bringing your hips up towards the sky here as well. Exhaling, we're going to go ahead and bring your hands back with the hips down to the heart and connect everything back down to the floor. And on your next exhalation, bringing your hands and your hips up towards the sky. And from here, we'll stay here in this beautiful bridge position. Again, relaxing the arms, relaxing the neck and the facial features. And perhaps if y'all would like to take it a little bit deeper today, the option is bringing your hands behind your low back, bringing your elbows down onto the earth, and bringing yourself into a supported bridge position to open up the front line of the body and engage a little bit deeper into your breathing here. But again, if y'all prefer the first option, feel free to just stay in that position. Again, I just provide the options for y'all. So please just listen to your body and find the right position for you today. Only you will know, because this is your practice. And breathing deeply here. We have 2 more cycles of breath here. Nice deep inhale, only breathing the positive energy towards the heart center. And exhaling to release any negativity and tension out of the body today. Last breath here. And on your next inhalation, bringing your hands, your hips, and your heart back onto the earth to reconnect into the earth. And bringing now your knees into your heart center, connecting your hands into your knees. Perhaps moving side to side, giving your spine a little bit of a nice massage here. Perhaps moving the neck a little bit, releasing any kind of tension that you might have had in the bridge. And now the next pose, we will come into the Queen of Asanas, or Sarvangasana. For the Queen of Asana, I will show you first the traditional form, the more intensive form, and again, I will provide options in the second position. So first, start in Sarvangasana. We will go ahead and bring your feet to an extended position, bringing your palms to the floor and threading them in between the floor and the glutes here. Bringing your elbows close to each other so you can stand up onto the elbows, so pressing your elbows down to connect to the earth. From here, bringing your feet together and bringing your head to relax here. From here, pushing into your elbows here, bringing your knees in at the same time on your next exhalation, bringing your hips up, simultaneously bringing those palms behind your low back and those elbows planted onto the earth firmly to support your lower half. From here, if it feels comfortable, coming into the dynamic version, starting with the left foot, the left knee comes in towards your heart center here. Exhale here. Inhale, switch sides. Beautiful. And we'll do it 3 more times. Now, if you're already here, please stay here and continue to practice. I will provide the second option, which is if you feel that you do not want to come into the Sarvangasana today, we'll go ahead and bring your knees in on the inhalation, and on the exhalation, bringing your hands and your feet away from the midline and extending in almost like a boat position, but we're supported on the floor. From here, bringing your hands and your knees to connect here. On the exhalation, inhale, bringing your hands away from the heart center. 2 more times, in whichever variation you are in, 2 more times, breathing deeply. And on your next exhalation, bringing your hands and your feet back onto the earth and perhaps staying here in a supported bridge position on the floor. And if you were here in the Sarvangasana position, making sure that we don't come all the way down immediately, but we're bending into the knees first. We're releasing the hands behind the low back and slowly bringing yourself back down onto the earth. We will go ahead and meet with the others with the feet and the hands planted here. We'll stay with the knees bent slightly here and just breathing deeply, perhaps closing the eyes here, relaxing the facial features, and just feel the effects of that beautiful pose. And if y'all came into the inversion today, really feeling the blood flow back from the feet, back into the heart center here. Either way, whichever position you decided to take today should feel nice and warm in the heart and the core. Should feel like an energizing feeling in the front line of the body right now. And on your next exhalation, we'll slowly turn to one side, coming back into the floor, but next on your belly. And we will do one of the final poses today, which is the counterbalance position for the inversion. So today we'll come into a connection with the feet. So bringing your hands to connect into the outer sides of the feet here. And from here, either coming all the way into this position where we're kicking into your feet and bringing your heart and your gaze slightly forward and lifting off. If this position does not feel comfortable today, you can keep those knees on the floor and just do a gentle extension for the spine. Again, this is now a back bending position to counterbalance the inversion practice we did today. So whichever variation will come into the breathing now. Exhaling to kick back into your feet and gaze is forward, chest is forward. And coming back down, inhaling to release from that position here. Exhaling, kicking back into the feet, chest is nice and open. And inhaling back to release the head and the neck. Exhaling again to push back into the heart. Exhaling again to push back into our back bending position. And inhaling to slightly come forward again. Last time we hold this one, kicking back into this position, holding here. Again, you can either keep your feet lifted off the floor here or bring it back down onto the floor and still kicking your hands into your feet, but not necessarily off the ground here. Beautiful. 3 more cycles of breath. Nice deep inhale through the nose and deep exhalation out through the mouth here. Try to relax the shoulders down, really bringing attention into your back muscles, engaging the upper back, all that good stuff here. One last breath here, full deep breath. Last opportunity to get a little bit deeper. And on your next inhalation, slowly bringing your forehead down back to the floor, releasing the hands from the feet, creating a nice cushion with your hands here, bringing your hands into a staggered position and bringing your right foot, right knee to bend, facing the same right side and releasing the spine and the neck and the facial features here. Taking a moment to thank your body and feeling the warmth that we just created in this posture today. And now switching sides on your next inhalation. And now facing into the left with the left knee slightly bent here. And on your next exhalation, we'll go ahead and flip back over onto our back. And y'all guessed it, this is our final pose, Shavasana. For those of us who are familiar with Shavasana, getting right into it, or if this is your first time in Shavasana, bringing your feet out, gently rolling outwards to create a beautiful natural opening from the feet and the hips here. And now releasing every tension that you may feel in the body down to the earth, bringing the palms up towards the sky. Again, keeping the hands slightly away from the midline here. From here, closing the eyes and thanking yourself for today's practice. Feeling the gratitude, feeling the love from this energizing short practice today. And perhaps reconnecting with your heart. What is your heart telling you right now? Perhaps your heart is happy. Your heart is content from the short series that we did. A little bit of attention sometimes to the heart can go a long way and restore the heart and the mind and the body. and staying in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But for the sake of this video, if y'all would like to come out of Shavasana with me, feel free to do so by rolling those feet, rolling those hands, perhaps moving your head side to side, coming into one side with a slight bend in the knees whenever ready to come back into a seated position. Again, if Shavasana feels right today, just staying there for as much as your body needs. Thank y'all so much for joining this practice for yourself, to love your heart and your body fully, and to restore anything that you might need through potentially difficult times and crazy times that we live in. Thank y'all so much for joining this practice for yourself, and I look forward to seeing you for day 2. Namaste.